Hey guys, this is Daniel here. What's going on? I'm doing a little bit of liner lamination right now. I've got my epoxy out. I've got some super rough new 60 grit sandpaper. And I've got a whole bunch of liners. Here's a sanded one right here. You see the dull look it has, and then let me find a non-sanded counterpart there. See, real shiny. All I'm going to do is try to do this with one hand here so you guys can see. My kitchen sink is real dirty now from carbon fiber everywhere. Man, once you get carbon fiber on stuff. Alright. So I'll show y'all. Put it on this, and I'm on a dead flat surface, or I should be at least. Just doing this for the video here. And I'm going to start sanding. Can't do that all with one hand. So you guys get that. But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to put all my pressure in the middle here. If I put any pressure on the outsides and just hold the whole thing, what's going to happen is just these corners here are going to get sanded, and it's going to leave a high spot in the middle. So when you glue them up, that corner will show you a gap, which you absolutely just can't have that at all. So you got to be real careful, get them flat. Be back, show you guys more. Alright, well, I've gotten a whole bunch of sanding done. They're all up to 60 grit on both sides with the liners. Because you want to do both sides, because one side's getting glued to metal, one side's getting glued to G10, or epoxied, I should say. So I got them in my sink. This is one of the most important parts. I'm going to wash them up with some good soap, and I am meticulous about the way I wash them. And then I even rinse them with a reverse osmosis water. After that, acetone, and then isopropyl alcohol. Alright, I got them all cleaned up, and they're just starting to dry right now. I got the carbon. I've got some ivory paper micarta. Check it out next to the white G10. Completely different stuff. I'm excited about both of them. I got some more white paper. These are going to get laminated together for a cool kind of almost formal look. Got some toxic green for the carbon, white for carbon, red for carbon, and blue for carbon. It's going to be fun. Alright, I got all my supplies together. I've got some acetone for the initial cleaning. I've got some isopropyl alcohol. I like to just double clean them with that, and that's just to be sure. The water I use, the reverse osmosis water, actually really gets them clean after you rinse them off. That you can feel they get a little bit cleaner. I got some denatured alcohol. Sometimes I use that, especially if people are around. I hear the fumes aren't as bad. Honestly, I don't really know. And I got some Gosling's Black Seal rum. Not for this stuff. Right here, I got some epoxy tint, some black dye. Sometimes I use that, especially if the scales are going to be darker. This is what your epoxy will look like after a lot of use if you're as messy as I am. More important stuff, I think you got to have some kind of way to mix your epoxy. I like these little mixing cups, and I mix it in one, pour it to another, and mix it up again, stirring at least 30 to 45 seconds at each stage. And I think that's really important. If you have some epoxy left in the side that doesn't get mixed, that's really not going to set up on you, and just leads to trouble later. So you want to have your epoxy fully mixed, and always mix it in 2 containers. That's a good rule. I ain't got 3, just one for backup. And these are really cheap, actually. You can get them from some of the knife making supplies. Then you have to have an ungodly amount of clamps. If you don't have like $100 worth of clamps, you're just screwing around. That's what I think. I mean, if I got money, I'm blowing it on clamps. These yellow ones, I like them better than the red ones. The red ones are actually a little bit stronger if they're the same size. Alright, well, I'm going to get to cleaning up some more, and then I'm going to do some glue up. And I'm going to take a little bit of a break while those dry. I want them really dry. After that, I'll get them cleaned up. Oh yeah, and before I get going, I have a couple quick tips. I don't have my towel out anymore. I've got aluminum foil. When I'm done, I'll be able to just roll it up with a cup in the middle and throw it in the trash. That's kind of nice for cleanup. It's good to wear gloves, but it's probably even better just to handle the stuff on the side. If you're wearing gloves and you get epoxy on your hands, you're going to get it everywhere without really realizing. Still probably recommend the gloves. They're just not for me. And that's... Oh yeah, and one more tip. Your epoxy's trying to set up right now. It's in a big, large amount together, and so it's going to set quicker. What you want to do is go ahead and start applying it to the tops of all the scales right now to get it spread out so it doesn't set up as fast. And another tip is, if this is your first time doing it, don't do this many scales. Go ahead and stick to 1 or 2 sets just to make sure you get it right. Alright, check it out. So I just got them all laid up, and just went and kind of cleaned my hands off. I just wipe them off with a paper towel and then dry. I put some soap on them, and that really seems to get the epoxy off. I know it gets one component completely off and one component wants to stay on, but it seems to help really well. Don't use acetone on your hands. Alright, so I'm going to get my clamps together, get them all lightly clamped. You don't want to squeeze any of the epoxy out. It's got to be there to make the bond. And after that, I'm going to have to let them cure for 2 days. I like to let them cure overnight. At that point, I can take the clamps off if I need them for another project. And then let them go one more night just to be sure. So 48 hours for curing. That's on about any epoxy. And that's about it. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and hope it helps out. Y'all have a great day.